Jim Coston, lead pastor at FBC Scottsdale. On March 15th, our church, along with many others, ceased meeting together face-to-face in our sanctuary on campus and instead started doing online worship. Hopefully you found it on our website, Facebook page, YouTube channel, Instagram, all of those things. A lot of churches did this, and some folks have asked, since you've got online worship and I can catch the service and announcements and special videos you do, why come to church? You know, they're really asking, what does the church uniquely offer? If I can get it online from home on a screen, why should I be there? What would lead me to join or to contribute or to be part of that in-person community when I can get it through a screen and have it delivered right to me wherever I am? Why? What relevance will the church have post-coronavirus if everybody's been doing for 2 months at least online worship? Well, I think the pandemic has removed the veil from our eyes of many in our society to kind of the emaciated state of ourselves. We focus on amusing ourselves. We seek to be entertained through movies and clubs and sporting events, binge watching, internet, gaming, social media, on and on and on. And in proper proportion, amusement is fine. I like to go to movies. I enjoy playing pool at Rack in Old Town with some of the guys. I love my Cowboys in proper proportion. Our culture doesn't know much about limits, and the only thing that we seem to love more than amusing ourselves is surpassing limits. So superficial entertainment rules the day. We have amused ourselves almost to death. We're addicted, kind of going from one fix to another, just something to grab our attention and to hold it for a little bit of time until we can find that next thing to grab our attention, and then the next thing. Amused ourselves in the way that bubble gum is amusing. It is sweet, it is ever present, it's easy to pop in your mouth. But you know, bubble gum offers zero nutritious nourishment. It offers no nutritious calories. There's nothing life-giving about it. You can't live off of bubble gum. We have lost substance to our relationships. I'll tell you a story about a guy I met about a month ago in our church parking lot. I was doing some weeding in our community garden, and the guy was outside. It was around noon, and he was getting ready to play basketball. We have an old, dilapidated goal out there, and he was coming out to play basketball, so he struck up a conversation. He works from home, so he spends all of his time in his condo. He lives real close to the church. His social life was gone. The condo had closed the weight room. They had closed their pool. They were no longer allowing folks to congregate. So that social aspect of his neighbors was gone. He couldn't go to the clubs in Old Town. Couldn't go see a movie. It was gone. The guy was desperate to be around other people, and the best place he could find to do that in that moment was our lousy goal in the back parking lot. Most of you probably didn't know we had a goal back there. It kind of broke my heart that this guy doesn't have connections. He spends most of his time either in his apartment working or out in clubs doing something else, and he doesn't have those deep connections, and he was longing for that. He was thirsting for that, and the best place he could find it was our back parking lot goal. Our society has settled for quantity over quality as it comes to relationships. Chewing bubble gum for so long that we seem to think that's all there is, that the relationships we have are as deep as relationships go. They don't go any deeper. We have lots of friends and coworkers, but few, if any, deep connections. Everything is surface level. There are superficial bonds. There are few, if any, strong relationships. We are inundated with acquaintances, but nobody really knows us, and we don't really know anybody else. I believe that when life reopens, we will see a desire for meaningful connections, deep relationships, and quality friends. Now, how do you get those relationships? How do you build those connections? How can you courageously let your guard down, take off the mask, and let others see who you really are? How can you trust that you'll be loved? That's what it really gets down to. How can you trust that you'll be loved? We all want to be loved, and most of the time, if we're honest look in the mirror with ourselves, we don't feel very lovable. So we hide, we put on fronts, we act a certain way, and we think that mask will enable people to love us. If we put on a good show, we will be lovable and we will receive that love that we desperately crave. That pretending provides quantity, but it doesn't provide quality relationships. How can you trust that you will be loved? Oh, because Jesus loves you right here and now. And Jesus' followers love you right here and now. Knowing the love of Jesus allows us to be vulnerable with each other, open to each other. We can share our ups and downs, our strengths, our weaknesses, who we are, and who we want to be. It is this liberating love that makes the church the church. The church uniquely offers you love. We are the place of Acts 2, 42 to 47. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. Everyone was filled with awe at the many wonders and signs performed by the apostles. All the believers were together and had everything in common. They sold property and possessions to give to anyone who had need. Every day they continued to meet together. In the temple courts, they broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all the people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. I want Brian to know the love described in Acts 2. I want Brian to know that love at FBC Scottsdale. FBC Scottsdale loves you as you are. FBC Scottsdale loves the real you. May you be safe and cared for in this time.